So, Allen Ginsberg wrote this poem, Howl, in 1955. And in Jack Kerouac's book, The Dharma Bones, he describes this reading of this poem. And all of our guest artists have done some version, some interpretation of this poem. So I want to share some of that with you tonight. He addresses this to Carl Solomon, who Ginsberg met in a sane asylum. And he repeats this word, Rockland, and that refers to a psychiatric hospital in New York. Carl Solomon, I'm with you in Rockland, where you're madder than I am. I'm with you in Rockland, where you must feel very strange. I'm with you in Rockland, where you resemble the shade of my mother. I'm with you in Rockland, where you've murdered your 12 secretaries. I'm with you in Rockland, where you laugh at this invisible humor. I'm with you in Rockland, where we are great writers on the same dreadful typewriter. I'm with you in Rockland, where your condition has become serious and is reported on the radio. I'm with you in Rockland, where the facilities of the skull no longer admit the worms of the senses. I'm with you in Rockland, where you drink the tea of the breasts of the spinsters of Utica. I'm with you in Rockland, where you pun on the bodies of your nurses, the harpies of the Bronx. I'm with you in Rockland, where you scream in a straitjacket that you're losing the game of the actual ping pong of the abyss. I'm with you in Rockland, where you hang on the catatonic piano. The soul is innocent and immortal. It should never die. Ungodly in an armed madhouse. I'm with you in Rockland, where 50 more shocks will never return your soul to its body again from its pilgrimage to a cross in the void. I'm with you in Rockland, where you accuse your doctors of insanity and plot the Hebrew socialist revolution against the fascist national Golgotha. I'm with you in Rockland, where you will split the heavens of Long Island and resurrect your living human Jesus from the superhuman tomb. I'm with you in Rockland, where there are 25,000 mad comrades all together singing the final stanzas of the Internationale. I'm with you in Rockland, where we hug and kiss the United States under the bedsheets, the United States that coughs all night and won't let us sleep. I'm with you in Rockland, where we wake up electrified out of the coma by our own soul's airplanes roaring over the roof. They've come to drop angelic bombs for hospital, illuminates itself. Imaginary walls collapse. Oh, skinny legions, run outside. Oh, starry-spangled shock of mercy, the eternal war is here. Oh, victory, forget your underwear, we're free. I'm with you in Rockland. In my dreams, you walk dripping from a sea journey on the highway across America in tears to the door of my cottage in the western night. That's that one. It's something he wrote with Jack, I guess. I walked on the banks of the Tin Can Banana Dock and sat down under the huge shade of a Southern Pacific locomotive to look at the sunset over the Box House Hills and cry. Jack Kerouac sat beside me on a busted, rusty iron pole. Companion. We thought the same thoughts of the soul, bleak and blue and sad-eyed, surrounded by the gnarled steel roots of trees of machinery. The oily water on the river mirrored the red sky. Sun sank on top of final Frisco peaks. No fish in that stream, no hermit in those mounts, just ourselves, roomy-eyed and hungover like old bums on the riverbank, tired and wily. Look at the sunflower, he said. There was a dead gray shadow against the sky, big as a man, sitting dry on top of a pile of ancient sawdust. I rushed up, enchanted. It was my first sunflower. Memories of Blake, my visions. Harlem and hells of the eastern rivers. Bridges clanking Joe's greasy sandwiches. Dead baby carriages. Black treadless tires forgotten and untreaded. The poem of the riverbank. Condoms and pots. Steel knives, nothing stainless. Only the dank muck and the razor-sharp artifacts passing into the past. And the gray sunflower poised against the sunset, crackly, bleak, and dusty with the smut and smog and smoke of olden locomotives in its eye. Corolla of bleary spikes pushed down and broken like a battered crown. Seeds fallen out of its face, soon to be toothless mouth of sunny air. Sun rays obliterated on its hairy head like a dried wire spiderweb. Leaves stuck out like arms out of the stem. Gestures from the sawdust root. Broke pieces of plaster fallen out of the black twigs. A dead fly in its ear. Unholy, battered old thing you were, my sunflower. Oh, my soul, I loved you then. The grime was no man's grime, but death and human locomotives. All that dress of dust, that veil of darkened railroad skin, that smog of cheek, that eyelid of black misery, that sooty hand or phallus or protuberance of artificial, worse than dirt, industrial, modern. All that civilization spotting your crazy golden crown. And those blear thoughts of death and dusty, loveless eyes, and ends and withered roots below, in the home pile of sand and sawdust, rubber dollar bills, skin of machinery, the guts and innards of the weeping, coughing car, the empty, lonely tin cans with their rusty tongues alack. What more could I name? The smoked ashes of some cock cigar, the cunts of wheelbarrows, and the milky breasts of cars, worn out asses of chairs and sphincters of dynamos, all these entangled in your mummied roots. And you there, standing before me, in the sunset, all your glory in your form. A perfect beauty of a sunflower. A perfect, excellent, lovely sunflower existence. A sweet natural eye to the new, hip moon, woke up alive and excited, grasping in the sunset shadow, sunrise golden monthly breeze. How many flies buzzed round you, innocent of your grime, while you cursed the heavens of the railroad and your flower soul? Poor, dead flower. When did you forget you were a flower? When did you look at your skin and decide you were an impotent, dirty, old locomotive? The ghost of a locomotive, the specter and shade of a once powerful, mad American locomotive. You were never a locomotive, sunflower. You were a sunflower. And you, locomotive, you are a locomotive. Forget-me-not. So I grabbed up the skeleton thick sunflower and stuck it at my side like a scepter and delivered my sermon to the soul, and Jack's soul too, and anyone who'll listen. We're not the skin of grime. We're not our dread, bleak, dusty, imageless locomotive. We're all beautiful, golden sunflowers inside. We're blessed by our own seed and golden, hairy, naked accomplishment bodies, growing into mad, black, formal sunflowers in the sunset, spied on by our eyes under the shadow of the mad, locomotive riverbank sunset, Frisco, hilly tin can evening, sundown vision.